with Kayla, Amanda, and Anna, the women of the Ruchti Team here at Coldwell Banker. How are you doing today, ladies?
Awesome.
Doing well.
Good. So, Kayla, let's start off with you since you're right here, right next to me. So, how long have you been in real estate?
I've been in real estate about 4.5 years.
4.5 years. Okay, awesome. And are you from here originally?
Yeah, I'm pretty much from Houston. I mean, I graduated high school out in Katy and then moved into town, but yeah, I'd call Houston home.
Awesome. Awesome. And Miss Amanda, leader of the Ruchti Team. How long have you been in real estate?
So I started in real estate right when I graduated from UT in 2005. I got my real estate license, and I've been at the Coldwell Banker office for 12 years.
Awesome. And since you're the namesake, Amanda Ruchti, you kind of started this team with your husband, right, Aaron?
I was actually here for 2 years and had a little bit of success, and Aaron was in the middle of trying to figure out whether he should continue with advertising and move away from Houston, or we went out one night and we thought it might be a good idea to join forces, and so that's how it was formed. But I was here for 2 years before him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And are you originally from Houston?
I am.
Okay.
I mean, I was born in Dallas, but I
We won't
lived
hold
here
that
since
against
since I was 5, and so, yep, Aaron and I went to high school together and been together ever since.
That's awesome. And Anna, how long have you been in real estate? Because I know you started in Austin, right? Okay.
I've been in real estate about 4.5 years.
Awesome. And then what made you move to Houston?
Family. My brother lives down here and he is having his kids and everything, and I wanted to be part of their life, so.
That's perfect. Join one of the top teams in Houston, right?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
perfect. So, ladies, what made you decide to get into real estate? I mean, that's kind of a big jump, because I know you came from corporate. Your mom was in real estate, right? So
Yes.
you kind of dealt with it.
And my dad was in insurance, so sales was always a part of my life.
And you were kind of born into it then.
Yes. I mean, I don't think I had a decision on whether I was going to be in sales, because from the very beginning, my parents just kind of ingrained that in us. So.
That's perfect, and that's a perfect way to kind of go into it. I mean, that's awesome. And then Anna, did you want to stay into real estate when you came to Houston? Because that's got to be kind of, because I mean, Houston and Austin are like completely
Very different, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I love real estate. I spent most of my childhood moving across the country, and we would go on property tours all the time to house hunt and everything, and my parents always let me come along, so it's kind of a big part of my childhood, and that's why I wanted to continue real estate.
That's wonderful. And Kayla, from being a number cruncher to becoming a realtor, that's a huge jump, and that's really scary.
Yeah, no, I was working for KPMG, one of the big 4 accounting firms, and I was working weekends that I didn't want to work the weekend, and I decided, and I married into kind of a family of real estate.
Perfect.
My mother-in-law is a broker, my brother-in-law is a builder architect, and I wanted the freedom to kind of hang out with my husband on the weekends, so I went to real estate, where you work the weekends.
Yeah.
But I choose to work those weekends, I'm not forced to, so it was a scary transition, but it was fun, and I've enjoyed myself, and I've been at Coldwell Banker for the whole 4.5 years, and I just love this office. I mean, everyone's friends here, we're not competitors, so it makes the working environment really, much better than what I came from. So.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, that's a huge jump, and you said that you had your husband kind of there, working the 9 to 5 regular. Was it what you thought? Because I know of a lot of people, especially whenever the downturn in the oil, a lot of people will decide, hey, I'm going to just go do the easiest thing. I'm going to become a realtor. And then, they had their eyes open very quickly. I mean, is it how you thought it was going to be, or is it kind of different?
I think I credit our manager, Jennifer Wilbur, with this one. As an agent, we get to interview the brokers. We're not technically interviewed. So Jennifer kind of laid it out flat when I started. She said, it's going to take some hard work. Don't expect, to get your foot in the door within the first month. Yeah. It takes hard work. You need to be here. You need to be present. And some of the brokers were saying in 6 weeks you're going to have your first closing. And it's I heard some of those false promises when I was in corporate accounting. So when Jennifer kind of just laid it out, I was like, this is where I want to be. I want to be with people that are honest. And I mean, it's true. And then, you know, it is an easy jump, you know, taking the test is, you know, if you're a studier like me, it was easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I love numbers and I like studying, so.
There's also
it was
just a
easy.
lot of things that,
Nerd.
you know, that you learn as you're an agent that they don't teach you when you're taking the test and getting your license and everything.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have the support from a team, leader, and other coworkers, I mean, you can get through it, you know.
Yeah. Real
estate, I mean, I'm sure you've had discussions with other people that are like, the real estate market in Houston is always steady, even if the oil went down, so.
Yeah.
We're kind of in all the way.
Now, Amanda, I've wanted to ask you this question for a while, and now that Aaron is out of the room, so you know, kind of let's be real. Like when you're thinking of a husband or a marriage, usually you're thinking, okay, the man's the breadwinner, the man is, you know, doing all that.
Sure.
But you know, it's a huge jump, or kind of a mentality is a lot different with, you know, your kind of situation, because you know, you had your own great business. I mean, you had built it from yourself for those 2 years before Aaron came on, and you know, how was that? I mean, was that big? I mean, you know, you're a woman in charge. You know, you're killing it in the real estate world, and then your husband quit his job to come join your team and your namesake. How I mean.
So I think that the reason that we are successful is because we joined forces.
That's awesome.
I was successful as a new agent, but there's no way I could have made our team what it is without Aaron. I mean, we work on two different things.
Yeah.
You know, we work on every client together, but I mean, we both have our strengths, and so his organization and expertise and negotiations and everything that he brings is, I think, a big part is why we're successful. And so I never look at it as like he joined me or anything like that. We built what we have together.
Yeah,
So.
that's very well put too.
Yeah.
That's very well put. Aww.
It's true. It's so true. I mean, we work very differently. We both have our strengths, and so I think it's hard to be a realtor and be good at everything. I think that there's so many facets of our job, and to be able to have like a team environment where everyone has strengths that are able to bring together, you know, make it a really special place to work.
That's awesome. And it's been good kind of knowing you guys for, you know, a few years, Anna for a year now. But you know, it's crazy to think that, you know, it was just you and Aaron, and you know, what made you guys decide to grow the team out? I mean, was it just a good fit, you know, because Kayla joined it first, right? And I mean, was that just, were you wanting to make a team before, or were just like, Kayla, we want her?
So Aaron actually has his broker's license, and so for a long time, and I mean, Jennifer knows this, we were thinking about maybe just opening up our own independent shop, but then Coldwell Banker has been very supportive of us building a team. Awesome. And so it got to a point where we had 2 kids, we were working like crazy, getting maxed out, and so we were like, how are we going to grow our business without working more hours? And the logical choice was to, you know, put people on our team and help them grow, and you know, go from there. So
that's awesome. And I love that your team's, you know, is so close, and it's women dominated. And you know, when
Aaron would love that.
Aaron's okay, but you know, I look at the teams, you know, out in the suburbs or out here, and a lot of them, you know, it's like a group of guys, and it's kind of like that good old boy kind of group. And I mean, have you guys had any pitfalls or like anything like that, like say going out showing a home? I know we kind of talked about this before the camera was on. I mean, is there any time that you know, you don't feel safe or something like that, kind of any pushback for, you know, doing anything, or you guys kind of just like push it through, no walls, no nothing?
I mean, I personally haven't had any experiences where I felt uncomfortable. I think we've been where I've been very lucky.
Yeah.
I do, tell Aaron where I'm going to be, who I'm going to show. We usually meet with clients in the office first, so we, have a good idea of who we're working with and stuff like that. But I don't know, have you guys?
I think I've had like one instance where I actually called a fellow realtor friend who lived in the area where I was going to be, and to let him know, like, this is where I am, I'll call you when I'm done. Other than that, my husband tracks my location, so if, I don't always tell him where I'm going during the working hours because I'm typically here. But on the weekends, if he knows I'm doing open houses or if I'm doing showings, he's able to follow where I'm at. I think really one of the weirdest things is I got a really creepy phone call up here at the office, and it came through the office phone, but they asked specifically for me, and that was just uncomfortable, and I just hung up. So yeah.
I mean, I've had a few situations where I was a little uncomfortable, but there's a lot of things that you can do to make sure that you stay safe and protect yourself. Like sharing your location on your phone, I always do that, especially if I'm uncomfortable, don't know the client at all. There's certain situations where you're just never gonna have that enough information before you meet the person. So, there's just a lot of things that you can do to make sure you protect yourself. So I try to be proactive about it, and I think that's probably why we don't have many situations where we are uncomfortable, just because we are proactive about it.
Yeah. And I carry pepper spray too.
Yeah.
I got that in my purse at all times.
And you guys mainly do the inner loop, right? I mean, that's like anywhere in Texas.
Right.
But your main niche is inner loop or more.
So, definitely that's where we started. That's where our office is. That's where we built our business. But Aaron and I moved to Memorial, so we do a lot in Spring Branch, down I-10 as well. We also grew up in Spring, so we still have friends that live out there. So we're happy to go back to our old stomping ground. I know you grew up in Katy, so you do quite a bit out there too.
Katy, Cinco area, so I have clients out there, buyers and sellers. So
yeah.
I love it. Well, ladies, thank you so much, the women of the Ruchti team. And if you would need to buy, sell, lease, or anything on that spectrum, please consider the Ruchtis and the Ruchti team to use as a realtor. They're phenomenal and one of the biggest teams in Houston, and all their information will be right below here. But thank you all for coming, and more importantly, happy Women's Month.
Oh,